Hello, we are Bishop Minogue's Drama Department, and we will be producing A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, as interpreted by Christopher Guyot. For this radio show, each member of the class will be representing a different character or characters.
Hi, I'm Cade, and I'll be speaking for Scrooge, Eb, Joseph.
I'm Robbie, and I'll be speaking for Bob Cratchit and Dick Wilkins.
My name is Annika, but in this radio show, I will be the ghost of Christmas past.
I'm Mary, and I'll be speaking for Belle, both young and old.
Hello, this is Sophia, and I will be speaking for Satya.
Hi, I'm Danny, and I'll be portraying Ryan and Fan.
We are also featuring 3 special guests, Mr. Matthew Shambari, Mr. Anthony Bedoy, and Mr. Drew Franklin.
In the first act, we are introduced to Scrooge, a man who loathes everything to do with Christmas. He is old, withered, and downtrodden man who cares only about money and despises everyone.
His former business partner, Jacob Marley, returns from the dead on the eve of Christmas to warn him of his imminent doom if he doesn't change his odious ways.
3 spirits are to visit Scrooge to show him how his actions have affected others, the first of which is the ghost of Christmas past. We open the act to Ebenezer Scrooge making his way to his office.
Stop that noise. Stop it, you hear? All of you, stop it at once. I am a busy man with business to conduct. Don't you have things to do? Who threw that? I want to know right now who threw that snowball. Oh, Mrs. Byrne, was it your son? Doesn't have anything better to do than throwing snowballs at busy men. What are you doing here, anyway? Don't you have bills to pay? If I were you, I'd look to be keeping my bills paid and not be found here dithering on the street. You may be prosperous now, but I hold the mortgage on your house. Where's the constable? Where's the constable?
Ah, Mr. Scrooge, Merry Christmas!
Enough with the Christmas. I want to press charges against the person that hit me with this snowball. What if I were hurt?
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, how can I tell you through that? It's a snowball, and you weren't hurt. So I tell you what I'll do. I'll send the children home, and we'll have no more snowballs thrown in the street. It's Christmas after all. I should think we can show a little kindness at this time of year.
Do I pay fewer taxes at this time of year? No one cuts my taxes at this time of year. I demand compensation for my suffering as a citizen.
Mr. Scrooge, as soon as I find the culprit, I'll let you know.
That's more like it.
Have a Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Christmas. Bah. There's work to be done. Christmas. Tripe.
Good afternoon, Mr. Scrooge.
And I suppose you've been busy all this while, and not hanging at the window, singing songs, right?
I did stop for 5 minutes just to rest my fingers, Mr. Scrooge.
Ah, then I'll take those 5 minutes out of your pay. I'll not have any idler working for me. If you want a job at Scrooge and Marley, you'll have to work for it, like any other honest man.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. The sheriff stopped by to say that Mrs. Downs had moved to her sister's house. Her house is now empty.
You mean my house? She's the one who missed her payment. I own her house, and I mean to teach her that she has to be fiscally responsible. No one gets a free ride.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
Aha! Stealing you are! Thief!
No, Mr. Scrooge. I just want to keep my hands a little warmer so I can continue to do my work.
Excellent. I'll deduct that from your pay. As a business expense, no free rides. I told you that when you started working here. So did Mr. Marley.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge.
Get off. Why do you insist on hugging me?
Uncle, if anyone needs a hug, it's you.
It's a disgusting habit.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Cratchit. How are the wife and children? Is Tim's leg any better?
The wife and girls are well, thank you. I'm hoping that we'll have enough saved to pay the doctor very soon. We've almost got half saved thanks to your uncle.
Well, at least you're not frittering away your money on useless things like Christmas.
Would you like to join us for Christmas, Mr. Scrooge?
Christmas? A man like you, with a sick child and the rest of your family to support, And you want to throw your money away by having guests in for Christmas dinner? No, if you want to throw it away, I'll not be part of your ruination.
It's not much, but we'll have the whole family there.
Uncle, please. Mr. Cratchit was being very generous. The least you could do is thank him for thinking of you.
Let him take care of his own, and I'll manage my affairs. Now, nephew, what do you want? We have work to be doing.
Yes, well, as it happens, Mary and I were hoping you would join us for Christmas.
Nephew, if you will not understand that Christmas is a humbug, a holiday made to part poor fools from their hard-earned money, I will not help you waste your savings away.
But, Uncle, I'm doing quite well, and it would mean the world to us if you would join us for some holiday celebration.
Humbug, I tell you. It's all a humbug.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Marley.
And Mr. Scrooge.
Now what?
We are with the Benevolent Society.
Collecting items of comfort and joy for the homeless at this time of the year.
What contribution will you be making to alleviate the suffering of our poor and downtrodden citizens?
Nothing.
Ah, you would rather make a monetary contribution.
That is a fine thing, Mr. Marley.
And Mr. Scrooge.
With the proceeds, we can purchase many necessities for our brothers and sisters down on the loch.
Now, for how much shall we write you down?
Nothing. It's not my fault the poor can't learn to take care of themselves. It's because of bleeding hearts like you that there are poor people in the world. They've no reason to learn to fend for themselves and save their money so that they will have it when they need it.
Oh, Uncle!
But Mr. Scrooge, surely you can't mean that.
It is Christmas after all.
Oh, and what will the poor do when Christmas is gone and January hits? Don't we already have a place for them to live off my charity? Don't I pay taxes to keep the poor from starving death? Don't we have workhouses for them to leave on when they have thrown their money away by celebrating and drinking and having too many children than the world needs? Don't they get clothes and food in the workhouses and a roof over their heads? Even that is too much. The poor should learn to stop being poor and let those of us who have learned the value of a coin alone.
The workhouses?
Some would rather die than have to live in those conditions.
Then let them die. You'll not find me throwing good money after bad. I pay my taxes, so let the poor benefit from my generosity. Now, get out. I have work to do. Get out! Bah! Why can't you all see? Christmas is a humbug.
Uncle, Christmas? A humbug? That's not how you used to see it when my mother was alive.
If you were not my sister's child, I would kick you out the door as well. As it is, I was far too generous raising you and should have been a better teacher as to the value of a coin. Now, leave us. We have work to do. And where do you think you're going?
It's Christmas Eve, Mr. Scrooge. You promised when I was hired that I would only work a half day on Christmas Eve. You've never changed that and always honored the contract, Mr. Scrooge.
Yeah. I always honor my contracts, Mr. Cratchit. I suppose you want tomorrow off too, Of course you do. You're just like everyone else. You're always throwing away your money. Fine. But I'll not pay you for the time you didn't work.
Speaking of pay, today's payday, Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, I know it is. Here, take my advice. Don't throw it away.
Mr. Scrooge, I hate to be a bother, but you still owe me 5.
What? Oh, you're correct, Mr. Cratchit. I also honor my contracts. Here's the full amount, minus the coal and the 10 minutes you took earlier.
I'm sorry, Mr. Scrooge. It was 5 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Scrooge. Please, have a Merry Christmas, and should you decide to join us, we'd love to have you.
Don't you have a family to attend to? Stop wasting your time and my money. Imagine a child with a bad leg and him wanting me to eat with the family. They need to save every penny to help that boy.
Scrooge makes his way home. Upon arriving and taking out his keys to unlock the door, he sees the face of Jacob Marley in the door where the knocker should be.
Jacob? Is that you, my old friend?
Though it doesn't seem to faze him at all.
After all these years, I miss you, old friend.
As he opens the door, he looks at the knocker once again, which has changed back into a lion.
Humbug.
He tries to shake off his confusion. He enters his home and takes off only his outer coat and removes his boots.
Imagine, after all these years. Old Jacob. What times we had. Didn't we, old friend? We built the business from nothing. I've scrimped and saved all these years. When you died, Jacob, I felt I had lost my last friend. There's never been another one like you. Do you remember? The loans, the foreclosures. I miss my old friend.
Scrooge leaves the room, returns, and begins eating a cold plate of meat. He is very deliberate in his customs. He picks up the food, cuts it in half, and then just as methodically measures and dabs mustard onto it.
Mustn't succumb to gluttony. I don't have the money to throw away on dainties or to waste on extravagance. Do you remember, Jacob, how we used to eat when we were young? How stupid we were as young men to throw away a perfectly good goose just because the easy meat was gone. The pennies we wasted.
Scrooge finishes eating and gets ready for bed. He opens the curtains and sees the ghost of Jacob Marley staring right at him. Marley is dressed in grey rags, and a large chain of many links which obviously wear heavily and are painful to lift and carry. Scrooge ducks and hides his head. Marley moves behind him and raises his arm. Scrooge looks up.
Nothing there. Perhaps I need to eat a little more.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Jacob, is that you? How good to see you, old friend. What's it like? Is there a heaven? How is it that you're here?
Ebenezer Scrooge, listen to me.
What do you want?
Ebenezer, you must change.
What do you mean? Change what? Jacob, stop rattling those chains. Why are you wearing them? They look foolish.
These chains were forged by me during my lifetime, and now, in death, I am forced to wear them forever, never to rest. These chains represent the deeds of my life. I carry a link for every person I ever treated wrongly.
What? What do you mean? Chains, Jacob, you're not making any sense.
For every time I cheated, just a little, every time I showed no mercy, every time I turned away love, every time I saw ugliness where I should have seen beauty, I carry a link.
I don't understand, Jacob. What has this to do with me?
Listen, Ebenezer. This chain was forged by me. My whole life. You too are forging a chain. Yours was longer than this when I died. You have continued to forge heavier links for 7 long years. Your chain is much, much longer than mine.
What kind of nonsense is this? You visit me for the first time in 7 years, and you want to talk about my deeds. You were just as willing to earn a coin as I was, and you didn't scruple about it either.
You can do what I cannot. You can reduce the size of your chain. You can treat your fellows with kindness and love. Turn from the forge, Ebenezer.
Jacob, I don't understand. Please, old friend, help me to understand.
You must save your soul, I will tell you how. For 7 long years I have shed great tears. Let my own hell be example to you. Ebenezer, this fate do not accept. You can break your chains in life you live now. Try some kindness and try some Christmas cheer. These are words that I know you must hear. Ebenezer, at the stroke of midnight you will be visited by 3 ghosts. Each will show you things you need to know. This is all I can tell you now. By helping you, my chain will become light. Ebenezer, listen to these spirits. Goodbye, old friend. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Jacob, don't go, please. Stay with me. You're my only friend. Don't leave me alone again. I can't bear it. Please, please. Huh? What's going on?
Ebenezer, it's a pleasure to see you again. It's been many years past that you've thought of me.
A little girl? How did you get in here? You're trespassing. Get out of here. Get out of my house. I have nothing for you to steal. I know about your kind. You want nothing to do but cheat a man out of his hard-earned living. Well, I've tricked you all. I have nothing of value in this house. I've stored all my gold in a bank vault. No one is going to cheat me here. Now, get out. I'll call the police if you don't get out. Help, police! I'm being attacked in my own home by a vicious ruffian. Help! Why are you still here? Get out!
That's why I'm here, to help you get out.
Me get out? You get out. If you don't leave, I will throw you out. Help! Police, help!
Scrooge tries to pick up the little girl to remove her from his home. She has become as heavy as 4 buckets of coal, and he finds himself flat on his back.
Would you do that to me?
How dare you trick me? Get out of my house!
Mr. Scrooge, I'm sorry to have to do that. Please come with me. We have a lot to see tonight.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
Please don't force me to make you join me.
Force me? Why, I'll...
Ebenezer, don't you understand? That's why I'm here, to show you some mercy so that you can start to break the chains that your sins have forged. Many have asked for your mercy. Have you shown any?
It's not my fault that people don't know how to manage their debts. I only do what the contract states. I'm not one to know who signs their mark. Why should I show mercy to people who don't know enough to take care of themselves? Take me back to my room. What's going on?
Do you recognize this place?
Merry Christmas, John. I can't wait to visit my granny. She always makes the best Christmas pudding ever. Last year, I got a cut of the goose we had for dinner.
Same to you, Joseph. My mother's cooking a Christmas pudding the size of your head. See you next year.
Hey, look! That's Joe Smith. Joe! Joe!
They can't hear you. We're only shadows here. This is all just a memory.
I hated this place. Everyone treated me terribly, except Joe. I spent Christmas here for too many years. My father sent me here after...
You were a lonely boy. Here, look over there.
Ah, the poor lad. Wait, past. This is me when I was a boy. I'm crying because I miss my family.
Yes, you wanted to be with them at the holidays.
Ebenezer!
Fan?
Ebenezer, are you here?
Fan, is it really you?
Ebenezer, where are you?
I'm over here, Fan. Why are you here? It's good to see you.
Yes, Eb, and Father wants you to come home and be the man of the family.
We need to move on.
But, past, have some compassion. This is my sister Fan. I've not seen her since she died in childbirth. She left her only son. Oh, Fan, to die so young. Your poor son. Well, past. My nephew. He's all that's left of my precious sister.
That would be Fred, the one you told to go away and leave you in peace, even though he ventures to see you only once a year. The boy who asked you to join him for Christmas because you are his only family. That son of your only sister.
Yes, Spirit. That Fred. I shall have to speak to that boy, Spirit. I'm sorry I spoke to him so.
Take my hand, Scrooge. We have much to see.
I know this place. This is Fezziwig's old warehouse. I was an apprentice here.
Come on, Eb. Fezziwig wants to make room for the dancing.
Why, it's Dick. My old friend Dick Willikins. It's good to see you.
He can't hear you. It's only a memory.
I spent many happy days here, you know. My father apprenticed me to old Fezziwig. He taught me about business. What a sweet man he was.
He taught you about life.
That he did, Past. That he did. Look, here they come. His daughters. Oh, look, Mrs. Fezziwig is coming too. She cooked the best Christmas goose. Oh, and that pudding. I can still taste it.
You were happy here?
I was the happiest young man. Oh, here comes Mr. Fezziwig.
That's good, boys. Very good. We'll need all the room for dancing. Come along, girls. Find a partner. Boys, take a girl. Let's dance.
A small matter this, to make everyone so full of gratitude.
Small?
He spent only a few pounds, and yet these folk loved him the whole year round.
But, Spirit, how can you say that? This dance was remembered because of the love, not... Oh, yes. I see.
We must go. It's getting late, and we have much to see.
Yes, Spirit.
Your young love.
No, Spirit. Why show me this? But why, darling? Now I can care for you the way a lady should be treated. My business is growing and the future shows great things. Why, in a few years I'll have more money than...
Ebenezer, that's the problem.
You have my love.
You have your money. Money has replaced me in your heart. It's all you think about. You never play anymore, you only work. Please, Eb, don't make this any harder.
Darling, I can change. Just give me more time and I'll be with you every day. Right now, I just need to make sure we have enough to live on and be comfortable.
Eb, you have more than enough to make me happy. But still you want to work all the time. Please, take the ring, sell it, get the money you paid for it, and put it into your vault. Goodbye, Eb. I loved you very much, but something has changed. I'm no longer the one you love. I've been replaced by money.
No, darling. Don't go. Oh, Spirit, not again. Bring her back. Let me look at her again, you stupid fool. Oh, the pain. Spirit, why does love hurt so much? Please take me home. No more.
One more thing.
Spirit, have mercy.
Mother, I saw an old friend of yours this evening.
An old friend? Come on, tell me. How would I know who you saw?
Why, it was Mr. Scrooge. He was at his counting house working away at the light of one candle.
Ah, yes. He doesn't like to lose a single halfpenny, that one.
Imagine him, his partner sitting at death's doorstep, and him working away.
Spirit, take me home at once.